Hello everyone, this is Pustak Burma and you are watching Pustak Burma Education for All YouTube channels. Today we are going to deal with Euro Cup 2020 from the Unit 3 Sports of Grade 12 Compulsory English new course. So before reading this chapter Euro Cup 2020, we will see some of the questions mentioned in our textbooks. They are in question A. What does UEFA stand for? Sis, what does UEFA stand for? The answer is UEFA stands for Union European Football Association. Question B. How many teams competed in Euro Cup 2020? Altogether 55 teams. The answer is altogether 55 teams competed in Euro Cup 2020. Which is your favorite team? Why? तिम्रो मनपर्ने team कुन हो? Italy is my favorite team because I found its players were not only the attackers but also a good defenders in the critical situations of the match. So there was the final match between Italy versus England. Then about the glossary terms are difficult word meanings mentioned in our textbooks. First one, redemptions, recovery, retrieval, dejections, nirasa, or we can say are said or depressed state, penalties, a sanction called against a team for the violation of the rules or fall, squad, team or group, shouted, cried, decisive, conclusive, moved, crowd around, भीड़ is sprinted, run or rush or hasten, jubilant एकदमै happiness, witnessed भनेको साक्षी, observed, plunked भनेको jumped quickly, socials भनेको a form of football, podium a small platform, backdrop background, ticket trap भनेको recorded in a telegraph or tape, tournament competition contest प्रतियोगिता, prompted encouraged, and barg means force or push, steward भनेको flight attendants, robust strong or healthy, possessions the condition of having or owning something, predicted भनेको भविष्यवाणी estimated, restored भनेको reinstate bring back, reminiscent भनेको remind of something past, equalizer and American spy thriller television serials, merited benefited, stuttered up भनेको post up रोक्नु, incredibly भनेको impossible, and crucial means pivotal key or determining factor, serious भनेको armora is aroma or smell. Then we know about the players of England and even as Italy. Thus, Giorgio Chiellini is the captain of Italy and Harry Kane the captain of England is. And Gianluigi is Donnarumma is the goalkeepers of Italy and Jordan Pickford is the goalkeeper of England. Then other players from Italy, Marcus Rashford, Roberto Mancini, Kieran Trippier, Jorginho, then Leonardo Bonsall, and the players from England side Landover, Bukayo Rice, Saka, Jordan Sancho, Luke Shaw, and Marco Verratti. These were the 11 players from the England, and this is the scene when the Italy won the Euro Cup 2020. Then the main points of this is chapter. Italy won the European Championship Euro 2020 for the second time, beating England 3-2 on the penalties. The first international trophy since the 1966 World Cup in their home stadiums at Wembley Stadium. This Wembley Stadium is located in England, where the Euro Cup 2020 took place and where the Italy won the European Championship against the England. And Leonardo Bonsi. The Italy defender shouted into a TV camera, "It's coming, Rome." He mocked the famous lyric from the England team anthem, saying that it's coming to Rome. Is instead of it is coming home. In the in the anthem, yes, there was it is coming home, and he mocked on this is England's national anthem by saying it is coming Rome. And Gianluigi Donnarumma, Italy's goalkeeper, saved the decisive spot kick of landowner Bukayo Saka, which made the England absolutely sad. यसले उसलाई एकदम दुखी बनाएको थियो इङ्ल्यान्डलाई. मार्कस रेसफोर्ड and Jadon Sancho first missed their shootout, and ultimately Saka missed the shootout, losing the match again to Italy. Saka and Sancho cried. These two players cried when they missed the shootout. In Donnarumma was praised for saving the decisive kick by Saka. This made the Italian fans overjoyed for the rebirth of their national team, as the team was failed to be the qualified in the World Cup 4 years back for the first time in the 6 decades. It was a painful experience for the England. Surely is as they were defeated by the Italy. Their players landowner Bukayo Saka and the youngest player Marcus Rashford and the Jordan Sancho missed the penalty shoot. As they missed the penalty shoot, they lost the match. On the other hand, Italy player under the coach Roberto Mancini were is regarded as the best team in the Europe with a record of 34 matches unbeaten, won an international trophy in the first attempt and 4 World Cups. They were rejoicing with the trophy in their hands. As they won the match, they were very happy. They were rejoicing the match when Sirago Chileni the Italian captain, lifted the Henry Denaune trophy Euro Cup 2020. Mancini praised the team. For the England, it was the latest headache for the of defense in 1990s. It was the latest headache for the England team. In shootout at major tournaments, as it took place several times for them. An England captain said that penalties are the worst thing in the world when one loses. Harry Kane, the captain of England, feels set on the defeat on penalties. In the beginning, England played well. Luke Shaw scored the first goal within the few minutes with the help of Kieran Trippier. But this goal made the fans from the side of England, along with the David Beckhams and Tom Cruise, was enjoyed. But after that, England barely saw the ball for the rest of the games. It was Donnarumma who made a crucial save, and within minutes he also been named player of the tournament, the first goalkeeper to be so honored. This is the Wembley Stadium located in England. Looks so beautiful, and this past last matches of England and Italy. Then main is working with words. Many English words are from other languages. इङ्ग्लिसमा यो जुन धेरै जसो वर्ड्सहरू अरू ल्याङ्ग्वेजेसबाट आएका छन्, such as redemptions in the news above comes from the Latin word redimere is, and combination of red meaning back and emer meanings by. In this way, now find out the origin of the meaning of the following words from the text, like penalty, origin from French penalty is punishment imposed for breaking the law. Measure, Latin word bata is stadium, Latin stadium, measures of length. Trophy, French word trophy bata is a cup or the decorative object. Defender, French word defender is a person who defends someone or something. Protector. Anthem, Latin word antiphona, a musical settings are national anthem. The other words are dejections from Latin modus. The meaning depressed state. Jubilant, Latin jubilant is. The meaning is feeling or expression great happiness. Record, Latin recordery. Shove, Latin suavius, charming. Podium, Greek podium, as podium. A small platform. A tournament. Anglo-Norman French variants of Old English. Tournament is the series of contest. Prize, Middle English. Noun prize is the meaning is award or reward. Reminiscent, Latin word tending to remind of something incredible, Latin incredibles, impossible to believe. Savior is this Latin sapor, lestista, even is flavor. Then about consult a dictionary and define the following terms related to the cricket. क्रिकेटमा युज हुने यो टर्म्सहरूलाई डिफाइन गरेर फर्स्ट वान इज विकेट विकेट भनेको मान्छेले गोल अथवा टु सेट्स अफ थ्री स्टिक्स स्ट्यान्डिङ इन द ग्राउन्ड विथ अ पिस अफ वुड लाइङ इज त्यो राखिएको स्टम्प्स each of the three upright pieces of the woods which form a wicket. Crease any of the number of the lines marked on the pitch and specified places. Boundary a hit crossing the limits of the field scoring 4 or 6 runs. Sixer a hit for 6 runs. Googly bouncing cricket balls. Leg by a run scored from a ball has tossed part of the batsman's body. Wicket each of the sets three stumps with two bells across the top of at either end of the pitch. Madden an over in which no runs are scored. Pitch the strips of the ground. The two sets of stumps or ball is set to pitch before it reaches to the batsman. Power play the fielding restrictions in limit over the cricket. No ball an illegal delivery to the batsman. Yorker a ball bowled. Then about the pronunciation, divide the following words is into two groups in accordance with their pronunciation I or A. एउटा I and A, these two pronunciations को वर्डहरूलाई यिनीहरूलाई two categories मा define गर्ने. First one fine, shine, why, height, bright, might, five, sight, white, and by. These have pronunciation I. And A, rain, rail, sleigh, snake, is snail, brick, fake, fright, eight, game, climb, friend, guide, hell, and frame. So these comes under I. Then the comprehensions. Question A. State whether the following state sentences are true, false, or not given. First one. England was the champion of 1996 World Cup football. False. Italy bagged its first Euro Cup trophy in the Euro Cup 2020. False. English teams has won more trophies in the international football than Italy. False. According to the captain of the English team, the pain of losing match has long-lasting effect. Not given. Italian team was playing in their own home ground. False, as the game was played in the home ground of England. The goalkeeper of the Italian team had performed the best than any other players in the match. True. Then answer the following questions. Why does the reporter say that England is waiting to heal its half-century long pain? The reporter said that England is waiting to heal its half-century long pain because England hasn't won any international trophy since 1966 World Cup. Question B. How did the Italian player react as soon as they become the champions? They enjoyed very much. They rejoiced. They even came before the TV camera, especially Leonardo Bonucci. Shouted into the TV camera mocking the famous lyrics, "It is coming home" from the anthem of England as it is coming Rome. He presented "It is coming home" as it is coming Rome as they became champions. Why did Saka and Sancho cry? Bukayo Saka, only a 19-year-old player, cried because Donnarumma is the goalkeeper from Italian team saved his decisive spot kicked and the Jordan Sancho cried as he missed the penalty shootout. Though he was a special penalty taker, as a result England got flavored three times in the penalty spots in the shootout. Question D. Penalty shoots out has long been a bitter experience for the English team. Why? Penalty shootout has long been a bitter experience for the English team because they got flavored three times in penalty shootout, even in the major tournament. State the contribution of Roberto Mancini to the Italian football. Roberto Mancini contributed a lot to the Italian football by keeping a national record 34 matches unbeaten and supported in winning an international trophy Euro Cup 2020 by their coach and many other trophies in the World Cups. How does Euro Cup Final 2020 reminds the audiences of 2018 World Cup semi-finals? How? The Euro Cup Final 2020 reminds the audiences of 2018 World Cup semi-finals. At this time, England also scored early against the Croatia, then spent most of the games chasing its opponent's midfield before losing the extra time. Critical thinking. The question is, every match is a new opportunity. Put its failure behind, start over again. Does this apply to the Italian football teams when they analyze their performance from their failure to qualify the World Cup footballs to their victory in the European Championship in these 4 years? Obviously, हामीले के भन्न सक्छौं, every match is a new opportunity for the players. Failure is a ways to learn is to get success. So this incident is applicable to the Italian players as well. Here is, every match is a new opportunity. Put its failure behind and start over again. Obviously, this reference is applicable to the Italian football teams when we analyze the performance from their failure to qualify for the World Cup football to their victory in the European Championship in these 4 years. It is hard labor and their optimistic feeling. These two things. One is hard labor and their optimistic feelings of the jubilant Italian players made them successful in the match. Though the match finished in 1-1 after extra time in the Wembley Stadium, which was filled mostly with the English fans, hoping to celebrate the team's first international trophy since 1966 World Cup. But the Italian players being hopeful and utilizing the every second carefully and attentively, seeking for every new opportunity and loopholes of the England's team's players, and they played the match and won it by beating England 3-2 on the penalties on Sunday. As Winston Churchill said, a pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. एउटा निराशावादी मान्छेले के गर्छ, हरेक अपर्च्युनिटीमा समस्याहरू खोजिरहेको हुन्छ. एन्ड अप्टिमिस्ट सिज द अपर्च्युनिटी इन एभ्री डिफिकल्टी. तर एउटा आशावादी मान्छेले के गर्छ, हरेक डिफिकल्टीमा होप, आशावादी र अपर्च्युनिटी खोजेको हुन्छ. एन्ड अप्टिमिस्टिक्स विल लुक फर एन अपर्च्युनिटी इभन इन द डिफिकल्ट सिचुएसन. एन्ड इटालियन प्लेयर डिड द सेम एन्ड दे ह्याड द victory. So it is applicable to the Italian players. Then about this question B, when a team plays in the home ground, it gets a huge support from the audience in the stadium. It is said that एउटा टिमले आफ्नो होम ग्राउन्डमा खेलेपछि त्यहाँबाट धेरै सपोर्ट अडियन्सबाट पाएको हुन्छ. Does this support them to win the match, or players may feel pressure to win or thus lose? के यो जो अडियन्सको सपोर्ट हुन्छ, अडियन्सको जो सपोर्ट हुन्छ, यसले म्याचलाई जित्नमा सहयोग गर्छ अथवा यसले प्लेयर्सहरूलाई के गर्छ, प्रेसर दिन्छ? What do you think? तिम्रो विचारमा के हो? It's your opinion. You can present in your own way. So that I have presented my opinion in a such a way. I think when a team plays in a home ground, it's a huge support from the audience in the stadium in several ways. Players have advantage of home ground, home field, home court, favorable climate, supporting fans, and many more. And all the supporting fans have psychological effects on the competitors as well and on referees. Chanting the name of the players and the nation behind encourage them in the match. These all build confidence in the players and even sometimes pressure as well in them, which may lead them win or lose the match. Overall, home ground provides favorable climate and atmosphere and many more match requirements for them. But as it is said that if you are habituated to something, you will generally be good at it. Obviously, there are many benefits of home ground match, but it is not at all. The match depends upon the home ground. There is a very famous proverb said by 7 times all in England badminton champions England Cops said, for the champions there is no home ground. Thus, the best players most often perform best performances whether they are in home ground or something else. Thus, it supports a lot even if the best player are best at all the time. The following passage doesn't have any punctuation marks. Punctuate it with appropriate punctuation marks. So here the punctuation marks are given here. A lot of people try to get away from the home for a few days each year for holidays. There are lots of things to choose from, and where you go depends on how much money you have to you have got to spend. Ideas for holiday include relaxing on the beach, exploring cities, and skiing. One man wanted to go Australia but thought he never had enough money to get there. He will go to his brother's caravan at the seaside instead. A young woman wanted to go clubbing in Ibiza and said her it's a lots of fun. So here is punctuation marks is presented in these passages. So then is write a news story based on the given information. Argentina beats Brazil to win Copa America. On the basis of this title is make a news report. So the news reports is given here. This Argentina beats Brazil 1-0 to win Copa America. So you can see this yourself. Argentina, how Argentina beats the is Brazil. Then we can see another questions. We can see many countries competing to host the great international sports like the World Cup football. धेरै जस्तो देशहरूले वर्ल्ड कप फुटबललाई आफ्नो देशमा होस्टिङ गराउन चाहन्छन्, but there are arguments that hosting an event like World Cup football can have more problems than benefits. धेरै जस्तो मान्छेले के भन्छन्, होस्टिङ गर्दाखेरि धेरै समस्याहरू कन्ट्रीले बेहोर्छ. What do you think? Write your arguments in favor or against hosting an international sports event in about 500 words. भनेको होस्टिङ गर्नु राम्रो हो कि होइन? We can see many countries competing to host the great international sports events like the World Cup football, but there are arguments. The hosting an events like World Cup football can have more problems than the benefits. Everything has both positive and negative aspects, like two sides of a coin or two wheels of a cart. Hosting the great international sports like World Cup football increases a host country's global trade and status. यसले के गर्छ, व्यापारमा फाइदा गर्छ. Host country tend to be invited to prestigious global economic organization. अरू कन्ट्रीहरूले पनि बोलाउँछन्. It secures inflow of foreign capital पनि डेभलप हुन्छ, generates employment and make people want to spend money. Sports can support nation buildings by creating the sense of national pride and unity. They can also bring positive attentions to the nation through its participation or hosting of an international sporting event. Thus, it has so many advantages. Some argues, तर अरू कसैले के भन्छन् भने hosting international sports events can have some problems as well. Several problems like infrastructure challenges. Hosting mega events always involves urban renewal and regeneration. Human rights violation, building new infrastructures in the city means destroying the established urban areas, many more. Fear and lack of security. International prestiges are to be is popularly arranged in a matter of silence for the host country. Thus, it has both useful effect and bleak outcomes, bad effects as well. Then about the grammar, determiners and quantifiers. So there is given is some of the examples, and we will see the exercises. The following table shows determiners is and the quantifier in English. Definite article the, indefinite article a, and possessive my, your, his, her, our, their, its, demonstrative this, that, these, those, interrogative which, what, any, all, much, use up these things is. Okay, then use up these quantifiers. Use up many and few. Many and few is many is used with large quantity of countable nouns such as many people, many dogs, many animals. Few is used with a small quantity of countable nouns such as few people, few animals, few dogs, few bears, few friends, and few eggs. Thus, in simple way, is many को प्रयोग countable noun गर्न सक्ने नाउनसँग र त्यसको साथसाथमा संख्या धेरै छ भनेपछि many. Few को प्रयोग countable nouns तर संख्या थोरै आयो भने त्यसमा few को प्रयोग गर्छौं. Then about the quantifiers अथवा quantifiers much and little. अर्को आए यिनीहरूको प्रयोग के गरिन्छ, they are used with uncountable nouns. Much is used mostly in negative consequences, धेरै जसो नेगेटिभ सेन्टेन्सहरुमा र क्वेशन्समा युज गरिन्छ. For example, we don't have much sugar, I didn't get much sleep, he doesn't eat much, we don't have much food. And little को प्रयोग के गरिन्छ quantifier with small quantity and uncountable noun. Uncountable noun छ तर सानो कम मात्रामा छ भने little को प्रयोग. I only have little money. We had a little rain over the weekend. Thus much को प्रयोग countable nouns तर बढी amount को साथमा mostly with negative sentence, negative consequences and questions. Little को प्रयोग uncountable noun तर कम amount को साथमा. For instance, the sentence is he has little or few money. It talks about money is uncountable. As it is uncountable, we use here little. Question B. He has little few rupees. Here rupees is countable. It is currency. So here we use he has few is rupees. Then C. The manager wanted to know how much of the youths were present. Here is how much youths of the present भनेको these are is countable. So here comes youths is this much can be changed into many. Then of millions of stars, धेरै स्टार्सहरु मध्ये आकाशमा how much are countable. It talks about countable nouns. So here becomes not much rather many. How many are countable? Stars are of three qualities: countable, countless, uncountable. There were little eggs in the fridge. Eggs are countable, so here becomes few instead of little. Little and few, these are negative words. Negligible and a little of few भनेको at least something. He needs little money, doesn't he? He needs a little money, doesn't he? Yes. Then about the exercises. Complete the following sentences with much, many, few and little. He is an introvert भनेको काम passive एकदम मान्छे हो. He has got very few friends. ऊ एकदमै क्वाइट मान्छे हो, शान्त मान्छे हो, रिजर्भ मान्छे हो. उसको के छ थोरै फ्रेन्ड्सहरु. फ्रेन्ड्स आर काउन्टेबल. I am busy in preparing exam. म एक्जाममा तयार गरिरहेको छु. मसँग के छ त I have very little time to give you. मसँग टाइम नाको बराबर छ. The entire winter season was dry this year. यो वर्षभरि के गर्यो त ड्राई सुक्खा थियो. We had little rain. Rain is uncountable. Our town has almost been modernized. हाम्रो शहर धेरै जसो मोडर्नाइज भइसकेको छ. There are few old buildings left. केही बिल्डिङ्सहरु छन् and these buildings are countable but less in amount. less मात्रामा छन्. You can come today. I haven't got much to do. मसँग धेरै गर्नुपर्ने कुराहरू छैन. यस अब यो do के गरेछ मसँग जोडिएको छ uncountable. The party was crowded. Crowded भनेको भिड. It talks about the people and there were too many people. धेरै मान्छे छन्. Countable noun छ many भयो. How photographs. Photographs are countable. This means many. How many photographs did you take while you were in Switzerland? There was traffic, so I came in time. And traffic is not countable, is uncountable, therefore it becomes little traffic. म समयमा आए थोरै ट्राफिक थियो. Can I borrow books from you? Books भनेको countable noun. Many books from you. तिमीबाट धेरै किताबहरू लिन सक्छु भनेर भन्छ. मोहन cannot be a good teacher. He has cannot be a good teacher. He has little patience, not much patience. He has थोरै patience छ. This is Mohan has little patience. He cannot be a good teacher. He has little patience. So then about use of each and every. Each two or more than दुई या दुई भन्दा बढीसँग each को प्रयोग गरिन्छ. Two girls in the class. Each girl has a pen. Not every girl has a pen. Every भनेको large in quantity. Two or more than यहाँ के भनेको छ two दुई भन्दा बढी आयो भने हामीले every को प्रयोग गर्ने. Each one by one individual एक एक जनाको कुरा गर्छ. Each small in number मा हुन्छ. An individual object or persons को लागि युज गरिन्छ. Studies each sentences carefully भन्छौं. And each भनेको one by one individual. वहाँ 0 plus 0 plus a plus a plus a सबैको कुरा गर्नुभयो भने each. Every भनेको group of people. सब मान्छेहरूसँग यो चीजहरू छ. Every similar to all. A group of people, object are large in number. Then question C. Put each or every in the following sentences. Question A. The party split into three factions. Each factions headed by a former prime minister भनेको each separate factions को कुरा गर्छ. Leap year occurs in every 4 year. प्रत्येक 4 वर्षमा leap year गर्छ. Every parents worries about their children. In general यी कुरा गर्छ. त्यसका नामले we use every. We had a great time in Singapore. We enjoyed every minute of our time. प्रत्येक मिनट हामीले के गर्यौं enjoyed गर्यौं. I could catch the main idea of his speech. मैले उसको प्रत्येक अथवा उसको स्पीच को मेन आइडिया क्याच गरे, but I didn't understand each of his word. प्रत्येक वर्डहरूलाई क्याच गर्न सकिन. In Nepal, every motorcycle rider should wear a helmet. The answer is, in Nepal, every motorcycle rider should wear a helmet. You must read of these books for the exams. The answer is, you must read each of these books for the exam. Then about question D, rewrite the following sentences using all of, most of, none of, and both of, and or some of. So the question A, your garden is superb. Garden एकदम superb छ, राम्रो छ. All of the flowers are beautiful. सबै राम्रा छन्. Do you know Bharat and Kamal? Of course, I do both of them. मैले दुईटैलाई चिन्छु. I bought a box of apples thinking it would be cheaper. मैले एक बक्स एप्पल किने सस्तो सम्झेर, but I was mistaken because some of them were rotten. केही बिग्रेका थिए, सडेका थिए. अनि I was in the town, I asked some people for direction. मैले मान्छेहरूसँग दिशा सोधे, but none of them were able to tell me. कसैले मलाई दिशा बनाउन सकेन, direction भन्न सकेन. I had a call to my friend. We all were soaked in the rain because none of us had carried an umbrella. हामीले कसैले umbrella बोकेका थिएनौं. My father is healthy in his 70s, but he feels isolated. उसले उहाँ एक्लै फिल गर्नुहुन्छ because most of his friends are dead now. All of the tourists are not Chinese. Some of them are Korean too. Then about question E, choose the best words from the brackets to complete the sentences. First, give me money, I owe you. मैले तिमीलाई दिएको पैसा मलाई के गर देऊ भन्छ. Give me the money. It is a repeated form, and I owe you is also used as the separate phrasal sentence. Is phrasal word is, I want a boat which would take me to the island. मलाई एउटा बोट चाहिएको छ जसले मलाई आइल्यान्ड सम्म लिएर जान्छ. Could you provide me some water? Here some, only a few employees, not all the employees मध्ये पनि केही employees know how important the project was. He was looking for an umbrella. उ एउटा umbrella खोजिरहेको थियो. Here umbrella is a countable noun and it begins with vowel sound a. A large amount of water was evaporated due to excessive heat. Due to excessive heat को कारणले गर्दा large amount of water के गरियो evaporated बाष्पीकरणमा भयो भनेर भन्छेस. Okay, this is much about the chapter Euro Cup 2020. Regarding this chapter, if you have any queries or problem, or if you need any other videos on any other topics or chapters, please mention below in the comment sections. Thank you for watching this video. Goodbye. Have a good